We are Steve and Jill.
Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. I'm Steve and Jack Butala.
And I'm Jill DeWit, and this is the Land Academy Show.
In fact, this is episode 2086. Today is Wednesday, and we are talking about preparing for the 2025 inevitable real estate market adjustment. This is step 3 of 5 this week, and we're going to talk about analyzing local markets, what Jill calls, quite simply, driving for dumpsters, which I was kind of against in the beginning.
Thank you very much. I'm glad you like my little saying. Used to be driving for dollars, now it's driving for dumpsters.
We've complained and criticized driving for dollars for decades now.
Oh, yes.
Please do not drive for dollars.
Correct.
And please don't actually drive for dumpsters.
That's true.
Just find a zip code where there's a lot of dumpsters and then go to town on the data.
Yeah. We'll explain in a minute.
Each day on the show, we answer a question from our Land Academy member Discord forum, and we take a deep dive into land-related topics by popular request.
Okay, Mark wrote, "Hi, I was just curious at this point in the year what to do as far as timing of sending mail. If I send a mailer now, it would arrive right before Christmas and over the next couple weeks between Christmas and New Year's. So do you wait until the mailer would arrive after the New Year? And if so, how long do you wait? Or do you just send it now? Thanks."
I want to hear Jill's answer. I wonder if mine's the same.
Send it.
Send it.
I was actually talking to someone about this just the other day. They're like, okay, I'm just about to do it. When do I hit the button? I'm like, now. Who would not want to get an offer to sell some land that they still haven't used now, and they've had it for who knows how many years, right about the time they're staring at their wife's receipts for how much money she spent over the holidays?
By the wife. The wife always gets it on the show.
That's true. You know what? Our house, it's not always the wife.
A defender of the wife.
Excuse me. Let me back up. Who would not want to get an offer for, let's just say, somewhere north of $10,000 right when they see their husband bought another motorcycle? There you go, for themselves for Christmas. Is that better?
People need cash regardless of gender.
People need off-road vehicles too. Poor people need off-road vehicles too.
I long to be someone who just their primary vehicle is, a Polaris Ranger.
Yes.
In the end, that's what I want.
I know.
As soon as possible, actually.
I know. We both do.
I know.
But so the point is, let her rip. The end of the year is great. And it's often I get these great, amazing, crazy home run deals because we're like, you know what, Jill? Boy, if we can get this done by the end of the year and out of my name and into yours, you can have it. You can have it for X, because I do not need to go into another year with this. My accountant's already bugging me. My wife's bugging me. My husband's bugging me. Fill in the blank. I shouldn't have bought it anyway. We're never going to build there. We're not going to retire there. Whatever. And just frankly, I need the dough.
Who doesn't want to get a fall out of the sky offer to cash out of something that you don't use?
Yeah.
So think about all the crap that you have in your garage.
Yeah.
Somebody just offered $12,000 for it.
Yeah, I'll come clean out your garage for you. I got a couple things right now I wish someone would send me an offer on.
If your wife gets a hold of that letter before you do on that $12,000 garage thing,
it's sold.
You're going to come home to an empty garage, and she's going to make you clean it and then park all the cars in there again.
Mm-hmm. It's a good thing.
I want you to take a step back before we end this, because this is super, super important. And many, many people in our group and in real estate don't understand this, and I'll never understand why. I want you to take 5 steps back and look at a blank whiteboard. And I want you to write on the whiteboard the professions in this world that you could choose that only require you taking one crack at it.
Bus driver.
So you're going to learn to be a bus driver, and the first time you get on a bus, you're going to know how to do it. In fact, you're going to have the same amount of success the first time you sit in front of a bus on a bus seat and driving a bunch of people behind you as a person who's been doing it for 35 years. Not going to happen.
True.
Same thing with brain surgery. God help us all. if every time the only way you could have surgery on your brain if you needed it is the person who's doing it for the first time in their life. But for some reason, people think they're going to send one mailer out, be amazing at it,
Yeah.
and buy 1 or 2 pieces of property.
Well, follow me on this one. I like where you're going with this. What if I go to bus driver school and I pass everything with flying colors and I go out and get an accident? Am I going to try and blame my teacher? Seriously. You didn't do enough that I got in an accident. No.
What if I pick up a guitar and after 2 hours of horsing around with it, expect to play like Eddie Van Halen?
No, I was going to say you'd get lessons from Eddie Van Halen. And
Okay.
then let's
I love this.
We have Eddie Van Halen to the house. A couple years back.
his
Let's go
ghost.
back. I know. Okay. Alice Cooper. Alice Cooper is here, and Alice Cooper doesn't live very far. We get Alice Cooper over to give me singing lessons.
God help us all.
Could you imagine? This is even better. I'm going to call him up, get him over here. We're going to have Jill's singing lessons. And I'm going to go, but Alice, I still don't sing like you and it's your fault.
You know what he's qualified to give? He's qualified to give you golf lessons now.
Oh, okay. I bet he is.
Not me, you.
Yeah. Okay. That's awesome.
One day, you and I are going to go play golf together, and I'm going to hire a film crew to in the trees.
Oh, no.
It's going to be just a freak show. Anyway,
That'll be entertaining.
all kidding aside, you're not going to send one mailer out and smash this out of the park. You're going to put yourself, hopefully, in a system, in an education system, and in a system where you're sending a bunch of mailers out. And each time, you're going to get better at doing the mail. You're going to get to know more people in the education source that you choose. Maybe it's Land Academy, maybe it's not.
Yield more deals.
Learn from your mistakes. Buy some property. Some of it you're going to regret. A lot of it you're going to make a ton of money on it, and you're going to learn what the difference is.
Yeah.
Just like anything else in life, including getting married and having children. You screw a bunch of stuff up. Hopefully everybody sticks around and you make it work.
Yeah.
This
Maybe
is
they do,
no
maybe they
different.
don't.
This is
Just
no
kidding.
different. You can't talk your way out of it. You can't fast track yourself. Some people are better at it than others. Some people were born to do it. Fortunately, Jill and I were, for whatever reason, hardwired at birth to buy and sell real estate and to utilize data to do that. I'll never understand it, but that's just how it is. Which makes us pretty qualified people as instructors and ringleaders, let's call it. So please don't expect and save up this one mailer that you want to time correctly around Christmas. You should be sending out 10 or 12 mailers a year. Mm-hmm. And December should be no different than June.
Thank you.
Don't you think?
Perfect. I agree.
Today's topic, preparing for the 2025 real estate market, inevitable adjustment. And today is Wednesday. It's step 3 of 5. And we're talking about analyzing local markets, AKA driving for dumpsters. So like everything in what we do, we go to the data first because we want to buy a piece of real estate and sell it for more. That's the entire business model. It's as simple as that. To do that, we don't walk out of the front door and start looking around for real estate to buy.
Calling agents.
Like 95% of the people in the real estate business who have already failed, they don't know that yet.
Right.
But that's what they do. They drive around the block, or they drive through a bad part of town, maybe, and drive. That's not how you do this. What you do is you pull up data. Where do you get the data? Well, I'll tell you. Go to realtor.com/research/data. Scroll down to the bottom, and on the bottom right, you're going to see historical zip code data. There's a bunch of things you can download there, and I would heavily recommend you lock yourself in a dark room, tell your kids to raise themselves for a couple hours.
I was going to say a couple years. I'm like, oh no, where's it going? Okay, hours is fine. All right.
I used to say that to our kids.
I know.
Please you're going to raise yourselves for the next 3 hours. Mom and I are doing something that we actually want to do.
Yeah. And it's sorry, it doesn't involve you.
Download that data, and it's almost 1 million lines in Excel. Once you have it downloaded, it's every single zip code and the performance statistics of that real estate market per zip code for the last trailing, I think probably 18 months-ish. Once you get it all organized how you want, and we this is what we teach in Land Academy and in Career Path, you're going to see, and start with the zip codes that you can visualize. So wherever you live, there's going to be a zip code that is boarded up and burned out. There's going to be one that's middle of the road, and there's going to be one that's crazy expensive. And I want you to really look at the statistics that are associated with those zip codes and those real estate markets, and you'll see why the middle pricing, and I want you to see why that moves so much faster than the other two zip codes. Oh. The really wealthy one and the really rundown one are the velocity of how those assets trade is much slower. And you can see over the years, over the last year and a half, how when the days on market go up and down from a seasonal standpoint every month of every year for the last 18 months. You can see if the market is overpriced. This is where this is called analyzing these local markets. I want you to find out which one of those zip codes seems like it's undervalued or overvalued. If it's overvalued, that's a place that you can expect a pretty substantial market adjustment in 2025. Good. You're not going to be able to do this driving around and looking at the actual asset.
True.
Looking at the actual asset and analyzing the actual asset, the house or the piece of land, is almost insignificant in what we do. It's all about the data and looking at it and saying, this is so undervalued, it's silly. I'm going to buy it and resell it. I might not even walk through the front door. In fact, I'm doing a presentation later today when we're recording this about this exact topic. And I looked at all the deals that we did in one specific year, the houses. I've never been to any of those houses.
No, I only did when we filmed House Academy.
I
flew there with a camera guy just to show them and talk about them in front of them, and that was the first time I ever physically saw the asset.
So the point of this episode is not for you to learn how to do this. I just want you to please know that this is how the best way to do it is to check the data first, look at these markets. It doesn't take anything more than simply downloading a source of data and reviewing it. And then start to put together a plan. Oh, I love this zip code over here. I'm not so sure about this zip code over here. Hey, I can take these 19 zip codes off my list. They're not overvalued. They're not performing the way that I want to see them perform as an investor. Join us tomorrow. It's Thursday, where we, again, we're prepping for next year, 2025, the real estate market, how it's going to adjust itself, and you need to establish deal flow. You are not alone in your real estate ambition.
We are Jack and Jill.
Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.
We hope you found our content valuable, and we appreciate your support. If you have not already, please check out our channel and hit the subscribe button.
And your comments and suggestions help to create the content you're here for. Hitting the like button helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.